Welcome back, everyone. This is Ready or Not
Football Edition. I'm Nate the Great.
I'm Chris Stacks. We were excited to bring you part 2 heading into week 5. So it's got some good matchups this week.
As we do.
And we had some interesting waiver wire pickups.
A few. I didn't quite get in there like I wanted to. My team is up and down. I don't know what to do right now.
I feel you on that. Believe me, I'm looking at my team like, you guys look good.
It's like, are you hurt? Are you not? I don't know.
You mean Alvin Kamara?
I'm talking about Swift.
They're like, Alvin Kamara is good to go. You said the same thing last weekend. So looking at what I saw, and you can tell me what you saw as well, one of the first things I saw was Andrew Prue. Najee's in Paris, picking up Melvin Gordon. Obviously, you have Javonte out. So Javonte going out, that's a big deal. They're saying Melvin Gordon's going to be the first man up. He's already fumbled 3 times this year. That's got me a little worried as far as what's going to happen for Prue. But, hey, if it works out, could be gold. The other one for him is also he picked up Tannehill.
Yep, I saw that.
Kind of upset me because I wanted Tannehill. So that could definitely play out well for him. Depending on, Tannehill, since A.J. Brown's been gone, hasn't been the same guy. So we'll see what happens.
Well, then we have Justine picked up Bridgewater.
Yes.
So with 2 out, curious to see how Bridgewater does. I wasn't sold on him the first time he played. When he came in last week, he did that. He drove into a touchdown first drive. Then that interception at the end, which killed our entire game. So up in the air about him. We'll see. I hope for the best as a Dolphins fan. And as long as you're not playing me, I hope the best for you, Justine.
I feel the same way with Bridgewater. I've been a fan of, they call him Teddy Two Gloves because he wears 2 gloves. It's kind of weird. But I've been a fan of Bridgewater since he came into the league. But unfortunately, he's been more of a game manager than somebody that's going to go out and win the week for the team. The team has to win the week, and Bridgewater doesn't screw it up. Not him bringing you back to win. So what's he going to do as far as points? And I saw Tyreek Hill's on the injury report. So especially if Tyreek's out, I don't love their chances with Teddy.
I mean, on the bright side, Dolphins seem to have an easy schedule the next few weeks.
Very true.
So we're playing the Jets, and we all know what the Jets are like.
Ooh, I think that was a shot at Christine. Flipping the script here, I did notice, unfortunately, I was kind of surprised with this. Your brother didn't pick up a tight end.
He picked up Algier.
He did pick up Trey Algier. And depending on who they use,
and Pickens.
I saw Pickens as well, but replacing Cordell Patterson, Algier could be a good running back, but it's also the Falcons. That's like saying you play for the Jets.
Not saying much.
And Pickens, obviously, third string receiver, but depending on what happens, could be a good pickup too. Did you see anybody else?
Well, I saw you picked up Woods.
I
So
did pick
Woods is an interesting receiver. He's been up and down, but I know with who's out right now?
For them, I don't know.
How's Woods been doing?
He's the number 1 for Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. He's in Tennessee. But so we'll see what happens going forward. But
Before he left the Bills, he had created a rapport and he was starting to do well. He went to the Rams, did well with the Rams. And now I figured, especially with Tannehill likes to be comfortable with somebody before he really uses them. I figured give him a few weeks, let him start building that rapport. Last week he finally looked like a guy that he would actually throw to.
Which is why you wanted to pick up Tannehill?
Which is why I wanted to pick up Tannehill.
Get that stack.
They finally get comfortable together. Why not have the stack? Then on the other side, Tebow. This one could be interesting. Tebow, I wanted this. I couldn't figure out how to fit it in my roster. I wanted Rashad Penny. Because looking at Rashad Penny, you dropped Cam Akers, which I'm not in love with, to be honest with you. But Rashad Penny could be a workhorse back if that guy can stay healthy. And honestly, my newest quarterback, Geno, doesn't completely suck.
I mean,
Rashad
he didn't completely suck last week.
Right. Well, Geno, I think, is number 6 in the league right now, which if you had ever asked me if Geno would be number 6 in the league, I would have never said yes.
Depends on what the stat is.
I don't care if he's the only guy in the league. I would have said 6. But as far as Rashad Penny, good job, Tebow. Nat Rod, I saw you picked up Jacoby Myers. Very interesting pickup. If their quarterback's back, could be interesting.
It's not a pickup for now, maybe, but
So
potentially going forward.
Okay, I like that. You never know what can happen. And then, Justine also picked up Higbee.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was the last one that processed. honestly, Higbee was another person that I really wanted, so I'm kind of jealous on this one because Higbee could be a flyer in that tight end spot. You know, Will, that'd have been a perfect pickup for you, another tight end. But he's starting to come on strong.
Higbee. That's right.
Yeah, I dropped him because of space, and then I wanted to get him back, but she beat me to it. That could be a big one.
The Hunter Henry hasn't been doing much this year.
No, he's been doing nothing really.
Yeah, maybe we'll pick him up.
I did drop Curtis Samuel and Singletary thanks to Kamara. What was it? Sorry, 2 people came off IR, so I had to I had to get rid of people. But I also found out today that Samuel was on the injury report,
Which means you could have put him on the IR.
No, injury report, not injured reserve.
Oh,
Injury
gotcha.
But yeah, I saw your last minute move today with Chark out. That's a big deal as well. The Detroit's just running out of wide receivers here.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I'll pick up Myers to see if he does anything, but like I said, that's also a move to see if he does anything going forward. I already have him, but my wide receiver core is a little iffy right now.
Hey, it's week, what is it, week 5? That's when it starts to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's once ready. But let's get into what's going on this week and the Traps of Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
To see what's going to happen. I'll let you give your take on the first game, then I got a little feedback for our Najee boy.
For Najee? Well, I mean, the first game we have you against Najee's in Paris. So as of right now, it's pretty much a toss-up, 48-52%. I can go either way. Now, I will say that Najee's sent me a trade request, which wasn't terrible, but I wasn't in for it. I was Lamar Jackson for Derek Carr and Najee Harris, which also I was like, if he trades me Harris, he's got to change his name.
Oh, true.
He can't be Najee's in Paris. But he kept it, so it's staying Najee's in Paris.
That's a big
but Lamar Jackson may have had that one bad week, but I can't give up on him right now. He's been putting up 40 points every week.
I was looking at his roster. I went through everybody's roster today, and he's got 2 people that I'm a little bit worried about this week. And we were just talking about
Derek Carr, Najee.
We were just talking about Kenny Pickett.
Yes.
Kenny Pittsburgh starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I want to see if he's going to throw to the running back, but also, is Najee going to be used? Like, he's on pace for a lot of rushes, but is he really going to be used? But then on top of that, Chris Godwin is in his starting lineup right now. We talked about this earlier in the week, so if you guys want to go back and watch the first episode from this week, but we were talking about earlier in the week, every time Godwin was on the field, he looked like he was dying.
It took him like 10 seconds to get up every time, like he thought he was going to be hurt every time.
I wanted to drive to Tampa and give him one of those
the walkers?
The walkers that the old people use, because I'm like, damn, tennis balls on the bottom, with the tennis ball on the bottom, so you can drag it across the field.
So, I mean, wish him the best.
Oh, absolutely. I want Godwin healthy. He's amazing on the field. But right
maybe
now,
wait another week so he's not against you?
I don't think I want him to play this week, to be honest with you, because I don't think Godwin's going to produce.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just a little prediction here, a little Nostradamus action. The second game, this one, definitely looking at this. We got 3 TEs versus Tebow. Again, 54-46. It's
Will coming off his first loss, is he going to come back and win it this week?
Oh, that is true. That is true. And Tebow last week had a killer week.
Yeah, I'm aware.
That was no pun intended. There. But looking at Will's team, 3 tight ends. This is probably the strongest I've seen his lineup look going into a week.
Oh yeah.
So for Tebow, I'm not as confident. I actually pulled up the numbers here. You got Burrow, Rodgers, Cook. Cook, I'm a little nervous about. Saquon, I'm not that nervous about against Green Bay. Christian Kirk against Houston, my word, he could go off.
Now, Waddle's a question. Well, 1, he's questionable, but 2, we have Bridgewater playing and no Tyreek Hill.
That is, if it's no Tyreek Hill, that could be better.
It could be better, but who is Bridgewater more comfortable with?
Neither. They're both.
Neither of them. But I'm saying if they have to bring someone up from the bench like the Cowboys are doing,
very true.
where the backup QB is more comfortable with the backup receivers.
Yeah, look at Gallup with Rush in his first game.
Yeah.
Looked awesome. Looked better than CD, to be honest. But Kelsey against Las Vegas, they're terrible against tight ends. Gabe Davis, that's a question mark. That one I was looking at. That could be a question mark. Khalil Herbert,
those are his flex spots, though. Those are
the Khalil Herbert was the biggest question I had for him, because that's one of the things that screwed me today. Was Montgomery just came back off IR?
No.
Or excuse me, not IR, but out, being out. So if he's back, what happens to Khalil Herbert this week? Believe me, I'm looking at the same thing with Montgomery. what happens with Montgomery if they decide to use both?
Right.
Is there enough for the two of them on the Bears? Not Bears. And then you're looking at the other side here, you're looking at Tebow. Tebow had Mahomes, Wilson, and if you, my notes here.
Which Wilson did great last week.
The two questions I had are, which Wilson are we going to see?
Yeah.
Because the first 3 weeks
I mean, against the Colts.
It's very true, very true. And it's home, so that's a big deal. But Wilson, and then the other question I had was London. Because if Mariota shows up and throws, I think he threw like 12 passes last week. If he throws 12 passes again,
how many is London going to get?
Right. So is that going to be a massive letdown? Ertz, great. Metcalf, if Geno keeps playing like he does, oh my goodness. Robinson, that's a little iffy situation. You got Nick Chubb though, literally number one in the fantasy football league right now for points. And then you got Eckler, where Eckler, if he's on, he's on.
Oh, Eckler went off last week, unfortunately for me.
But I mean, this 54-46, I honestly, just like you said, I could see this going both ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a few questions for both of them, which right now with fantasy football, the way it's been like a roller coaster ride.
Yep.
Everybody's got question marks, but I'm trying to figure out which question marks I think are the ones I'm more worried about.
Right.
Yeah. And then next game up, Nate the Great versus Belichick yourself. So we got Nat Rod over here against Justine. And this one was interesting. Did you have any notes on Justine's side?
I didn't really look at hers. I know, well, Kyler Murray's been a little up and down this year.
Yes.
So, which I have in one of my other leagues, so I've been watching him. Well, I mentioned Bridgewater earlier. So Bridgewater's the biggest question mark on Justine's team right now.
Yep.
So, like I said earlier, I want Bridgewater to do well as a Dolphins fan, but you're against me this week. So maybe hold back a little bit. Maybe run the ball a little more.
He is against the Jets, and actually that is something I was thinking to myself because I was gonna put who's there?
Edmonds.
I was gonna put Edmonds on the bench, and then I saw they were playing the Jets with Bridgewater. I was like, man, they might run the ball like 40 times this week.
Every time we put Edmonds on the bench, he does great. So maybe do put him on the bench.
Yeah, true. But looking at both teams, I mean,
everyone saw it use Tariq Hill, questionable right now, but she has a stack with Bridgewater and Hill.
Yep.
So if he plays, it could do well. She picked up Higbee against the Cowboys. How are you guys against
Cowboys?
tight ends?
A lot against tight ends.
Okay, so that could work out very well.
Yeah.
And then, Bills defense. Bills are looking good this week against the Steelers.
Yeah, against the Steelers.
But we still don't know about the
rookie quarterback.
unproven quarterback.
Yeah.
Pickett, you said, right?
Yeah. I don't like the Steelers against Buffalo. I won't lie to you.
I might actually, I don't know why I actually have the Steelers to win. I gotta change that.
I love Williams. Even if Swift comes back, I don't see them slowing down on using him.
I'm not putting Swift in this week.
Devontae Adams, you've got Michael Thomas on there. Michael Thomas was on the injury report today as questionable. I don't think he practiced at all.
He was out last week. I have him in right now, but that's one of the pickups I made just in case Thomas goes out. And then because I had McLaurin in a starting spot, I moved him to flex.
Makes sense. So yeah, for you, I was looking at Michael Thomas and McLaurin. That's your weakest spot.
Yeah,
it's your wide receivers.
Exactly what I just said.
And then for her,
so I'm looking weak there.
For her, hopefully she's not out on our bridge looking to jump because Bridgewater could cause you to do that. And then on the other side, like we just talked about, the Tyreek Hill injury. Those are the two things for her that really worried me. And obviously, Kyler Murray versus the Eagles. I hate to say this being a Cowboys fan, but
Eagles are looking good.
The Eagles defense is pretty good.
It's still only an undefeated team.
Yeah, let's be real.
They didn't get there for nothing.
Let's be real.
But Cowboys will be a real test in that. No, I mean not Cowboys.
Arizona's not playing so good right now, unfortunately.
Well, it depends on the Kyler Murray that shows up.
True.
If it's the one that runs 81 yards scrambled to get a touchdown. No, it's touchdown or 2-point conversion?
2-point conversion.
Right.
For the last game.
For the last matchup, we have Cham versus Steiger. Steiger coming fresh off his first win.
First win!
Yep. And we have pretty much a real toss-up right here. About 3.5 point difference, or 2.5 points. And then let's see how the teams are looking. You got Allen. Allen's been looking great against Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
Goff. On Cham's side, I don't really see any. You have Hall, that's questionable right now. On the Jets, but the Jets, I don't even know who the Jets have going for them outside of that.
It's really Breece Hall, and then Corey Davis has been looking up, but they just brought Zach Wilson in, so nobody really knows.
Yeah, so they could run him more, so Hall could see some play if he plays.
Yep.
And then you have Evans. Evans right now is the premier on Tampa Bay. Going against Atlanta, yeah. So it could see a lot of play, but you have Julio Jones is back.
Yep. And Goodwin, depending on how he's feeling.
Yeah.
Or Godwin, sorry.
Godwin, yes.
Goodwin was a different team.
And then, but I mean, lineup looks good. And then, you can't argue with these projections, 150, 147.
Yeah.
So the only thing you have is Goff had a good week last week.
Yep.
I don't love Goff in general, but against the Patriots, how the Patriots are playing right now, he could be a very good.
So it could go
matchup.
both ways because the Patriots offense hasn't been playing good, but their defense has been pretty strong.
That's true.
So especially with Amon-Ra St. Brown out,
Oh yeah.
if they don't run the ball a lot, he could be in trouble.
Which I hope they run the ball a lot because I have Williams.
Yeah, you have obviously, Debo's always a massive threat.
Yes.
You get that dude the ball, it's like 80 yards.
Against Carolina right now.
Right.
So
that's a huge one right there.
I'm surprised his projection is not higher than that, to be honest.
I kind of expected it to be. When I looked at Champ, there's two questions. One is Marquise Brown. Because Marquise Brown, it seems like each week it depends on Kyler. So which Marquise are you getting to go with Kyler? And he has been questionable with that foot injury. And then on the other side, or with her also, you've got Josh Allen. So is Josh Allen's hand good?
Oh yes, that's right.
Think about that last pass last week. Is his hand good or is it still messed up? Because it's the same injury that Russell Wilson had. They're just not as bad. So if he can't clutch the ball, can he throw a 90-mile-an-hour spiral like he normally does? Or is it going to look like a lame duck?
That's true. And does she have a backup QB, a Garoppolo?
But that's not the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Allen is going to average you like 27 points right now.
Yeah.
Garoppolo is going to get you 15 and run through the end zone. For Steiger, it's funny because the question is some of his highlights. You got Jacobs, where Jacobs showed up and showed out last week. But what happens this week? We don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be which Las Vegas team is going to show up? Christian McCaffrey, we all know he's one of the best in the league, but he hasn't been really showing it yet.
Hasn't.
Jonathan Taylor's on,
And San Francisco's pretty good against running back,
Right.
the run game. So
right, and Jonathan Taylor's on IR, so you've got Nyheim Hines in there. So he's got three backs that we don't have no idea how they're going to use Hines.
Yep.
But they've got three. He's got three backs on his team that all scare me a little bit. It could be boom,
could be
or
bust.
you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I looked at it for that game. Now you want to do some quick projections on who we think is going where?
I'm still gonna project me winning. I have to. Once the projection fixes for Williams, it's gonna go higher. And once I put in a new defense, which I didn't change, which I got to do before we upload this video, so no one takes any.
So, game one, Diggs in the CD versus Najee's in Paris.
I honestly don't know with yours.
Ours is very close. I'm honestly taking. I think the Rams are going to allow Cooper Rush to throw all over the place, and I think that's going to be my difference maker this week.
Sure, because they have at the projection of 15.5. If he gets more than what he's projected, which he could against the Rams right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also Diggs hasn't been balling out the way he is, but against a team that's not looking so hot right now with injured people on defense, this could be the week that Diggs goes for his 3 touchdowns. That's what I'm confident in this week.
But you got Herbert on the other side, who's picking it back from his injury, and he's against Cleveland.
Cleveland's D's been okay.
Yeah.
He's already projected 22 points.
Yep.
Rush is, like you said, only projected 15. So Rush gets 25. That's
a
10-point swing.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets 27, it's only a 6-point swing.
It's true.
That could be a big swing. Looking at Will versus Tebow, we've got a 152. This is a 10-point difference right now, with only a 54 to 46.
Well, I don't want my brother to push further ahead.
I am leaning your.
I do think he'll win this one.
Yeah,
We still have the questionable Waddle.
I think it's going to be close as long as Waddle
I think it'll be
plays.
closer than we think it's going to be.
I agree. If Waddle plays, then I'm going with your brother. With you versus
Hill
Belichick,
plays.
I'm still going with your brother because I think Hill actually makes Waddle get open more.
True. Yeah. Because without Hill, Waddle will be
The number
double
one and
team.
the only person that's being watched. you got you versus Belichick, and I know she's projected right now. You're going to make some changes. Looking at the two teams.
I mean, my changes aren't going to make me go higher, but I think Jackson's going to do better than his projection after his low performance last week.
I agree with that. I think you guys are going to be like a couple points, unless Bridgewater and Murray both suck. And Stafford's not reassuring me against the Cowboys because that dude, he spent more time on his back lately than Paris Hilton. So you put Stafford against the Cowboys defense that loves to sack the quarterback, it could be a long day for Stafford. I'm actually looking at benching him in my other league.
Do I put Wentz in against Tennessee?
I can't give you that answer.
I know. That was a rhetorical question. It's me talking to myself. But that was one of the
It's
potential
funny enough,
changes.
I have Stafford and Allen in my other league. So I know what you're going through. I feel your pain. But looking at it right now, Kyler and Teddy both scare the heck out of me, and especially if Tyreek's hurt. But if they play okay and Tyreek plays, I got to go Belichick yourself on that one. Got to. And then you're looking at champ. If Josh Allen's healthy, let me look this up quick. Cousins against Chicago. If Josh Allen's healthy, I'm going to go with champ on this one. Yeah, because the Buccaneers are going to beat up on Atlanta. They're going to probably score more than 10 points.
Oh, the defense, yeah.
The defense. So you could have another 20-point week right there. That's a big deal. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's been on fire. I think he'll get 2 touchdowns again this week. So that could be 20 points. Yeah, I gotta go. I'd love to go Steiger just to mess with her, but I hate to say it. Unless Jacobs and CMC both go off.
How about so you going champ?
I'm going champ.
How about let's make this our dollar bet this week?
This is a dollar bet. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll go Steiger.
Somebody drop the mic. Whatever our drop is gonna be. So, champ versus Steiger.
We'll be down, Steiger.
$1. That's $1. Steiger, don't let him down. Christina,
I'll never financially recover from this.
But that's our dollar bet. So right now you see the dollars on my side. Next one, let's see the bottom line. But guys, I think that's all we got.
That's all we got.
That's all we got for this week. That's Ready or Not Football Edition. Excited for what's going to come this weekend. Make sure you watch your football. And
Have a great week 5.
oh, don't forget, subscribe and give this a like. Thanks, guys.